What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now it's almost time for the 2022 Hell in a Cell, and the WWE Universe wants to know who will enter the winner's circle, especially if these fans are wagering on the show. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at all the winners and losers of 2022's Hell in a Cell. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and a non-wrestling channel, Incredible. Now the first match is a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship as champion Bianca Belair takes on Asuka and Becky Lynch. Now first things first, there is zero reason for Becky Lynch to be in this match unless you subscribe to the idea that Bianca Belair and Asuka aren't worthy to carry this world title match, which is such a stupid idea. And we can't help but recall WrestleMania 20 where the WWE added Shawn Michaels to Chris Benoit's World Heavyweight Championship challenge against Triple H, with many fans feeling the WWE lacked confidence in Benoit. Well, that seems to be the WWE's reasoning here, as the company has shown a lack of faith in any female star unless their name is Charlotte, Becky or Ronda Rousey, refusing to give anyone a sustained presence in the spotlight to let them get over. Now enough of our rant on this one, but this one should be a fantastic fight with Belair showing off her Amazonian strength, Lynch seasoning her undeniable technical skills with some rule-breaking tactics, and Asuka showing why she's nicknamed the Empress of Tomorrow. Despite the WWE pushing Becky too hard, any one of these competitors is over enough with the fans, if not the WWE, to seem believable should they win the match. Bianca Belair has been a good champion and arguably hasn't had a long enough reign to prove that she's no transition champion, but we think the WWE is going to turn Asuka heel and have her win the title. In doing so, she'll keep Becky looking strong, which shouldn't be a problem as she's always been protected, as well as Belair, as you won't see Asuka defeat Belair in 26 seconds. Our final prediction, Asuka wins the Raw Women's Championship. Next up, the United States Championship match as Champion Theory takes on Mustafa Ali. The WWE surprised many fans when it brought Mustafa Ali back to the WWE after a lengthy absence, including time when Ali was vocal about wanting his WWE release without burying the talented star. Ali has worked well as a babyface, whether it's been his clashes with The Miz, Veer Mahan or here, United States Champion Theory. They seem to be leading The Miz and Mustafa on a path towards an eventual feud, but so far it has skillfully thrown twists and turns in the road where the two clash but seem to split apart. Fans who know Mustafa can go in the ring have a lot to look forward to, as he should have a great match with Theory, who at only 24 shows considerable charisma, if not an equal level of in-ring ability. Vince McMahon seems to have big plans for Theory, so don't expect him to drop the US Championship anytime soon. What fans will likely see is interference from The Miz as he costs Ali the match and sets things up for a proper feud. Next up, the handicap match as the almighty Bobby Lashley takes on Omos and MVP. The WWE has done just about everything it can with this feud, and despite Omos showing improvement every time he wrestles, the feud has gone on long enough. As much as fans have enjoyed watching the two brawl, there's only so much you can get out of a rookie whose gimmick is his size. As far as final bouts go, the WWE could do a lot worse. At the same time, it could also do a lot better though. The handicap match actually is a good stipulation as it gives the fans a chance to see Bobby Lashley get his hands on MVP inside the ring. The challenge will be the Almighty having to fight his way through Omos to get to MVP, but look for Omos to beat Lashley down to near intensive care unit levels, then tag MVP in, leading to various hope spots for Lashley as he works to bounce back. Now this match could be more fun than some are expecting, but it should be the last time fans see Omos taking on Lashley, handicap or not. Look for Lashley to bounce back and head for victory, only for cheating tactics, including the possibility of Cedric Alexander interfering in the match to put the proverbial nail in Bobby's coffin. Our final prediction, MVP and Omos win the match. Now the WWE's real work lies ahead of it, as it will have to figure out a good opponent for Omos if it wants to continue building him up as more than a sideshow attraction. The WWE may have to call up someone like Bron Breakker if it wants a credible opponent for him, otherwise it's back to Omos squashing curtain jerkers every week. Next up is a 6-person mixed tag match as Finn Balor, AJ Styles and Liv Morgan take on the Judgment Day of Edge, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. A Judgment Day has quickly become one of the best factions in pro wrestling thanks to Edge's microphone work, which has vastly improved since his initial Judgment Day promos that sounded like an Attitude Era Edge, and the nevertheless edgy, no pun intended, work of Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. It's also helped that the WWE has put together a good group to oppose the heel faction with AJ Styles, Finn Balor and Liv Morgan on paper looking like worthy opponents. This match looks particularly appealing for fans who have grown tired of Judgment Day using the numbers game to beat down their opponents, as it pits all 6 competitors against each other. This should be a fantastic match, and while Liv Morgan isn't on the same level as Rhea Ripley, she's sure to have a good match with the Nightmare when they wrestle. While this would seem to be AJ and company's best chance of defeating Judgment Day, look for a betrayal from Finn Balor as he joins Judgment Day and helps them win the match. At that point, the WWE will have to work hard not only to find 2 wrestlers to help AJ and Liv battle Judgment Day, but do so in a way that doesn't make AJ look like Judgment Day's punching bag. If they can pull this off, it could have a fantastic feud on its hands. Our final prediction, Judgment Day win with Finn Balor turning on AJ Styles. Next up, Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens. Is Ezekiel Elias's brother as he claims, or is he simply the Drifter without a beard and guitar? While many superstars believe Ezekiel's story, Kevin Owens is the exception and is determined to prove Ezekiel's real identity. He's tried everything from a lie detector test to a DNA test, but come up short, so now it's time to employ wrestling's time-honored method of solving problems, beating the stuffing out of an opponent. I look for Kevin Owens to get the win over Ezekiel, but for Zeke to continue to haunt Owens over the question as to his identity. It'll be interesting to see how far the WWE pushes this storyline and whether it comes up with a match where KO can prove Ezekiel's real identity once and for all. Right now, the only way to do so would be to have the 2 compete with the stipulation that Ezekiel somehow produces Elias. While the mystery surrounding Zeke's true identity may seem like a one-dimensional storyline, the WWE has somehow managed to keep it interesting, and in all honesty, it's better than anything the WWE did with Elias. But our final prediction, Kevin Owens wins the match. And finally, the main event, as it's a Hell in a Cell match between the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. This trilogy is a perfect, well, near perfect as we'll see, example of how you book a feud between 2 superstars. Cody and Seth had a fantastic first match with Cody winning, but Rollins having the acceptable excuse that had he known who he was wrestling, he would have won. While it's arguable that Seth should have won their second match to set things up for a rubber match, the WWE salvaged the storyline by having Rollins ruin Cody's chance at winning the US Championship. Both matches between Rhodes and Rollins have been outstanding, and best of all, they've kept them apart from each other rather than booking them against each other every week. The Hell in a Cell stipulation is a perfect way to wrap things up, and our only regret is WWE's no blood policy. Nonetheless, this should be a violent encounter that sees both men trying to end each other, with the American Nightmare outlasting Rollins despite Seth's best efforts. Our final prediction, Cody Rhodes defeats Seth Rollins. Now expect Cody to not only get his 3rd win over Seth, but to prove himself he's not the same superstar he was when he left the WWE in 2016. Regrettably for Cody, we have a feeling a returning WWE superstar is going to make Cody prove himself all over again, as they both vie for a shot at the undisputed champion Roman Reigns. But there you have it folks, all the winners and losers of this year's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. What are your guys' predictions? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.